Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's literally going to challenge every single instinct you have about building wealth. We're looking at the SADIF Investor Certification, and we're going to see exactly why taking the so-called slow road is actually, paradoxically, the absolute fastest track to hitting your financial goals. Okay, picture this. You're walking into a bank and there are two queues. Which one are you going to join? One of them is moving fast. It's loud, people are impatient, and they're absolutely convinced they found the ultimate shortcut. The other queue, well, it's moving much more slowly. It's methodical, filled with people who have this quiet confidence because they know exactly where they're heading. Obviously, our gut instinct screams at us to jump in that fast line, right? And when it comes to investing, man, that fast queue really flatters our egos. It whispers that we can jump in before anyone else and scoop up the profits before the crowd even catches on. But let's actually break down what's going on here. That fast lane, it's completely driven by instinct and the illusion of speed. The markets are moving every single second, so it feels like opportunities are just vanishing while you're stuck reading the fine print. So what do people do? They start trading on hot tips and pure adrenaline, utterly convinced their timing is perfect. Now flip over to the slow queue. This lane is built on a disciplined philosophy. It's quiet, it's methodical, and most importantly, it relies on hard evidence, not just the thrill of the chase. Now here is where it gets really shocking. If we look at the actual outcomes of joining that exciting, instinct-driven fast queue, wow, you're looking at maybe a 10 to 30% chance of actually building long-term wealth. Think about that. The odds are just massively stacked against you when you're busy chasing shortcuts and trying to time the market. But look at this contrast. The slow queue, it boasts an absolutely massive 70 to 85% success rate. I mean, seeing these numbers side by side, you really have to ask yourself, how many people are actually willing to switch lanes once they see the real odds? You'd think everyone, right? But surprisingly, no, not enough people do. And honestly, that huge gap, the gap between what the evidence tells us to do and what investors actually do, that is exactly why the SADIF certification even exists. Which brings us to Section 2, a costly lesson learned, looking at the founder's journey to discipline. You see, this whole certification program isn't just a bunch of stuffy academic theory. It's built on hard-won, real-world wisdom. The founder of SADIF actually spent 25 years stuck in that fast queue. We're talking market timing, highly leveraged positions, chasing that rush of feeling like the smartest person in the room. And let me tell you, it came with some incredibly painful lessons. Like a lot of folks, they paid heavy tuition straight to the market. But then, in 2005, there was this massive, humbling aha moment during a deep dive into Warren Buffett's success. The big takeaway? Buffett's secret sauce wasn't some kind of magical stock-picking genius. It was just patience. It was the disciplined, methodical application of a philosophy over decades. And that exact realization, that's what birthed the stock market's rating system that SADIF uses today. So what's the actual engine driving all this? It's compounding. Now, compounding is super simple to understand, but man, it is incredibly difficult to actually put into practice. It's a process that generously rewards time, consistency, and restraint, while completely punishing impatience. It is the core mechanism of any serious wealth building. Buying at a good price, holding on intelligently, constantly reviewing the evidence, and having the logic to exit when the facts change. I know, it doesn't sound very glamorous, but it is the ultimate dividing line between the serious investors and the folks who are just market tourists. Okay, moving right along to Section 3, AI and human judgment, and specifically, why tech won't save bad instincts. We really need to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to modern trading. Everyone is asking, what about artificial intelligence? When AI started totally changing how we process data, a very fair question popped up. If we have AI to analyze the stocks, summarize the reports, and spot the patterns, does that mean disciplined human learning is suddenly a thing of the past? Well, the answer to that is a hard no, and here's why. If you take the exact same due diligence report and hand it to 3 different AI systems asking for an investment opinion, guess what? You're going to get 3 completely different answers. It's literally the same as asking 3 different human analysts. Sure, AI is unbelievably fast at crunching numbers and comparing companies, but it absolutely does not remove the need for your own human judgment. You still need to know exactly which questions to ask, which assumptions actually carry weight, what level of risk makes sense, and which conclusion you can actually trust. There's this fantastic binding principle that really nails this dynamic. Quote, AI makes the SADIF platform faster and more accessible. It does not make learning to use it optional, end quote. I love that. AI is a mind-blowing tool. It's like having a super-powered assistant, but it's never, ever going to replace the fundamental need for your own informed, educated judgment.
And that perfectly sets up Section 4, the SADIF Certification Program, which functions as a gateway to mastery, not just a certificate.
The absolute most crucial thing to understand here is just how hands-on this program really is. The platform itself is incredibly powerful, and because of that, it really rewards the people who take the time to learn its logic. This isn't just some piece of paper you print out and stick on a shelf. You get a supporting book, companion videos you can digest at your own pace, and up to 90 minutes of one-on-one tutorial time. But the real kicker? To actually get certified, you have to actively use the platform for a minimum of 3 solid months before taking a final evaluation. Why 3 months? Because investing is absolutely not something you can master just by reading about it. You literally have to practice it. And honestly, it all boils down to one massive number: 90%. 6 years ago, that deep belief in a disciplined approach evolved into a platform with one very bold, very specific goal. It's engineered to give an ordinary, educated investor a 90% chance of outperforming the market over the medium to long term. Stock selection, due diligence, portfolio building, knowing exactly when to exit, it brings the whole shebang into one place to hit that exact target.
Let's head into our final section, Section 5, an investment worth making, where we look at the true value of discipline.
So, what does it actually take to officially join the slow queue? The complete certification program comes with an introductory price tag of €3,000. But here's the really important part. That price actually includes a full year-long subscription to the SADIF platform itself. Normally, that subscription alone would run you €1,500. So when you actually break down the value of what's included, the cost is highly competitive. It's intentionally designed to lower the barrier to entry for anyone who's actually serious about their portfolio. Now, I want you to compare that modest, upfront investment in yourself against the alternative. Because the alternative is paying the incredibly expensive tuition that the market is absolutely guaranteed to charge anyone who tries to skip the basics. Look, every profession out there has a fast lane and a slow lane, right? Doctors go through rigorous, slow training. Lawyers have methodical, intense prep. Investing is exactly the same. The only difference is that in the market, if you skip the foundational training, the consequences arrive incredibly fast, and they will absolutely drain your capital. The market is always going to be there, tempting you with flashy shortcuts, and let's be real, most of them are going to cost you dearly. The SADIF certification is offering something entirely different. It's offering a disciplined road, a battle-tested platform, and a structured way to actually tip the odds in your favor. Putting time and resources into your own foundational judgment isn't just about getting an education. It's literally the only reliable path to building real wealth. Which leaves us right here with one final thought for you to chew on. Are you ready to finally stop paying the market's expensive tuition and step into the slow queue? I really challenge you to take a hard look at your own habits. If you're serious about managing your money, go check out the SADIF website to enroll or even just to learn a bit more. Take that step into the slow queue. Because as we've seen in this explainer today, it's a road that leads somewhere truly worth going. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one.